That's out of your pocket. I understand you're trying to hold up your pants, but you can hold them up. Just don't keep your hands.
Back are we?
This time, like that.
Are you on something right now, Mr. Akers?
No, I'm stressed out. I'm like, I come from I wasn't gonna talk as a show of respect. I come from like a PTS, like deep kind of breakdown. Sorry.
Mr. Akers, you stand charged with the offense of criminal mischief. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. Officers were dispatched to Houston Recovery Center in Harris County, Texas, in response to a welfare check. Earlier that day, the defendant had been dropped off at the center and became very angry. The defendant began yelling and throwing his shoes at the staff. The defendant walked into a room and closed the door. While inside, the defendant punched the glass door, shattering it. The defendant was also throwing things around the room and hit his head against the wall and the doors. The defendant also urinated in the corner. The complaining witness estimates the cost to repair the glass door to be $1,000. At the Houston Recovery Center.
I would imagine that he's just not welcome back there. Have you?
I spoke with the recovery center. They said that he's now on a no admission list.
Right. Mr. Akers, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with you because I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system and how we're going to proceed forward. Look at me.
Now that like I have drugs in my system.
Yeah, it's time to stop. You are so geeked out now on something. What?
Stress. My life is stress. I know I messed up. Like what you see in me is remorse for doing something I know is stupid. And like I
want you to listen to me, and I want you to listen well. I will give you but one opportunity to get off the dope by yourself. If I find that you're using whatever it may be, I'm going to put you in a rehab facility in the jail. I will give you one opportunity to try to get off these demons yourself. But if I find that you continue to use, I'm going to keep you with me. No more dope. I'm sending you now for a drug test. You must take the test and come right back. If you fail to take, look at me. If you fail to take the test, if you fail to come back, I will take away the PR bonds and I'm going to make your bond extremely high. You have to understand, you don't, unless you do, I would imagine that you have no one that's willing to pony up $5,000 to get you out. Am I right? Consider that when you're out there in the free world, because if I put you in jail, even at $1,000 bond, you probably don't have anyone that's going to make it. You're going to sit there. Make wise choices. You get one opportunity. Are we clear? Okay. I want to send him. We'll have him come right back and we'll go from there.
Yep. Okay. Go! Will you hand me my scream box?
Now go. Come up, Mr. Akers.
Phosphorus or THC amphetamines, ecstasy.
Shocking. It stops today. You will be required to come here every Monday and Thursday to take a drug and alcohol test. The next time you test positive for meth, ecstasy, what else? Amphetamines, phencyclidine, whatever it is, you're going to stay with me. And I will put you in a rehab facility myself. Do you understand? I'm giving you the opportunity to stop using drugs now on your own. If you're incapable of doing on your own, then you will be doing it with me. So you need to do whatever you can to stop using dope. Are you high right now?
I'm freaked out, but
What do you do for a living, Mr. Akers?
Social Security discipline.
How do you really get money?
Social Security discipline.
How are you going to stop using?
I have I'm a simple person. You know, I understand the gravity here. It's like it's not.
And I'm having a competent examination prepared for him. He's informed me that he has mental issues, that he's been institutionalized.
It's
at
all,
various-
Mr. D, it's all because of one reason and one reason only.
I understand you.
And I'm going to tell you now, if you continue to use the dope, you have little synapses in your brain, right? Do you know what a synapse is? Okay. You have these little wires in your brain. And if you continue to use dope, those wires, instead of the electrodes, they're going to jumble, they're going to get all crazy and just...
They fill up and they overflow. They can't receive. They can't receive. I'm
If you continue to use dope, you're going to start having psychosis, paranoia, and it only leads and ends up worse. You need to stop now before you hit the point of no return. Do you understand?
Sure.
Do you have any health insurance?
Check my food status. Like I give this one back. Yeah.
Where you live now? Who do you have in your life?
I have in my life.
Who do you have in your life? Okay, you haven't found Jesus yet, so who else do you have in your life? Who?
That's it. That's it, man. I got Jesus. Man.
How old are you?
I'm 40. Getting ready to be 41.
You're 41. Where's mom and dad?
They died over a decade ago.
Who else do you have in your life that can help you out?
Me. I come here to try to figure things out because things weren't going well. In Missouri, I didn't have nothing there. I came here. It's been over a year. I've had a lot of things stolen from me, so it's been really hard to try to reboot. And it's just like it's bad times. So like I don't know what else to do. I mean, I understand the gravity of the situation. I really wish I had not done that, but like.
Let's talk about the fact of the case.
All right,
Mr. Akers, how do we go forward? How on earth are you going to be able to stop without me having to put you in jail?
I have the ability to. I'm not that addicted. I mean, it's a matter of I see that.
When is the last time that you've not used?
Honestly, it's more of a current issue. I haven't. I never was. It never was a drug of choice. So like, sort of reason. So like, and it's not going to be a trouble. That big of an issue, Joe. I mean,
Are you tired of feeling like this?
how do you feel like this? I don't understand how to phrase the question. I just what I want is try to finish this, move on from here, because like I just got to a place, found a place that has showers for homeless, and I had to go get an address. I have things I've had trouble with the homeless that give help because when I go, because I have the social security check, they, people find me.
Trying to go. I'm gonna try to find you a place where you can crash.
I'd rather not, can I just, can you give me the week? I mean,
Catch it off these streets. Yeah.
You're doing your things your way, and it's not been going well. And if you don't realize that, then I'm here to tell you that. You don't look good. You're not acting well. And it looks like you're either high right now or you're coming down. And I'm telling you that you're slowly killing yourself. And I'm seeing you deteriorate in my eyes. And in the last year and a half that you and I have known each other, you were deteriorating. The last time you were here, you had more teeth than you do now.
it's been on for a long time.
What's going to happen in a year?
Like, things have not jump.
So listen. It stops now.
Sir?
No more dope. I will see you here on Thursday for you to take another drug test. And you will test every week with me. The next time you test positive, I'm going to keep you. So I'm giving you the opportunity to stop on your own. If you fail me, then you will stay with me. Do you understand? I'm giving you a heads up that you're not slowly, but you're going like this. And it's not it needs to stop. Okay?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
See you Thursday. I will give you resources if you want them. But try to use them so you're not on the street anymore. So we'll give you resources.
Thank you, Judge. Okay, have a seat, sir.
We were in here the other day and you were acting like it's all little bunnies jumping in the woods, all happy-go-lucky, knowing full well that you had a ton of bond violations. You were to have a curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4:30 in the morning? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different violations where you were going out in the middle of the night. Guess what happens? Or do you have any response?
Your Honor, I've spoken to the family. I've spoken to Mr. Chavez. I recommended that he get started with some therapy,
Yeah, I'm going to help you get started with that therapy right now. Guess what happens? Guess. He goes with you. Yeah, we'll get started real quick. We'll talk, I don't know, he'll pop up in tomorrow's docket. We can talk again, but he's out at 4:30 in the morning, 1 in the morning. It's unacceptable. Doesn't get it. So his bond's $100 now. I'll make it a 5,001. If they have issues making it, just let me know. We can talk. But I mean, I can't just let him go, Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Seastrong. Do you have a lawyer today? Tell me what you're doing about that.
I'm not able to.
Why not? When is the last time you've had a full-time job?
Company went out of business in February. I've been DoorDashing.
So you are working.
What it's not enough to afford because I got my kids. I don't have enough to afford a lawyer from what I make from DoorDash.
How much money do you make a month?
Probably barely 300, maybe.
How much?
Barely 300.
300 what?
Dollars.
What? A day? A week? You make $300 a month. I don't believe that for a second. How do you eat? How do you survive?
I stay with my wife.
My wife.
So your wife works.
Yes.
What does your wife do?
She does assistant at an apartment facility.
How much money does she make a month?
She just started, so I'm really not sure. It's probably been about 3 weeks or so.
Why do the people of Harris County get to pay for a lawyer for you when you don't do anything? How's that fair? Why you get to sit at home, play Xbox? Well, why do the people of Harris County get to pay for your lawyer? How's that fair? You're able-bodied. There's no reason why you shouldn't be working. You need a job.
Yes, sir. I work. I take care of my kids. We just got
No, but you're not taking care of your kids. No. Kids need food. They need clothes. Not just love. They need physical things as well. And if you're not pulling your weight, then you're not helping your kids. Your wife is helping your kids. What conditions did we put on Mr. Seastrunk, please? I'm sorry if you don't like what I'm telling you, Mr. Seastrunk, but I'm telling you the truth. How old are you? You're 39 and you make $300 a month. That's silly. And it's a shame.
I work for one of our business.
Then find something else.
Have been.
Do you know that there are so many companies out there that are begging for workers that are willing to pay you $15 to $20 an hour for you to work? Amazon, Starbucks. There's so many other places that are begging for workers because they just don't have enough. I'm not gonna, no. I'm making it a condition of your bond now that you get a full-time job. And I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks to see what you have done. But as far as what you get to hang out and do nothing all day, and then I have to pay for your lawyer too? You want a back rub too? No. I will give you an application. I'm going to send it home, and then I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks, and I want to see what you've done to get a job. If you've done nothing, then life's not going to go well. But it's not fair that we all here, I mean, I might as well just give you my wallet now. That's what we're doing.
And Your Honor, I may previously had a violation of no driving because the defendant expressed he had no insurance. So you add and include that as well, no driving.
I hope you are not driving, Mr. Seastrunk.
I was able to get insurance from.
You are supposed to get court approval first before you drive, and you signed.
I got insurance a few days after we left from here. You told me not to drive without getting it.
Deputy Anderson, can you get that piece of paper, please? Sorry, guys. Just momentarily. Can you hand that to him? What does that say?
No driving without insurance approval.
Man, don't play Helen Keller. No driving without valid liability insurance and court approval. Do you want to go to jail? Don't drive. All I'm asking you to do is follow the law, Mr. Seastrunk. I don't give out lawyers like it's candy on Halloween, and I expect you to pull your weight. And I don't care if you don't like what I'm telling you, but sometimes in life, someone needs to put you over their knee and tell you this is how things need to go. And you, at 39, need to grow up and pull your weight. Start working. Don't be a bum. Can you give him an application? And we will see you back in 2 weeks. And then can you file conditions, please, that he must get a full-time job, please? That way.
Just to be transparent with you before the plea, this is the young man that you had tested twice. I believe the last one was today, and I think it was Friday of last week or Thursday, one day last week. He had come back and he tested positive for, I believe, the last time was THC, and he tested today, and he tested positive for alcohol and THC.
You want me to let you go?
Yes, sir. I drank NyQuil last night, forgetting about.
Do you really expect me to believe that, Mr. Houlihan?
Yes, sir. I've also got I got a job now. Working.
And stay sober if you can't not consume alcohol while you're just on bond. You can lie to me, but you can't lie to yourself. It's only a matter of time before you're before us again. Hopefully you haven't wrapped your car around a pole, or more importantly, kill someone else, you know?
Saying, sir, I'm
But
working on making changes in my life. I've
like testing positive, right? What changes have you done? Other than I'm gonna.
I've started.
I don't want to hear I'm gonnas.
I've started seeing the psychiatrist online, working on my mental health.
Mr. D, I don't know. I mean, he tests positive for alcohol today?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. I confirmed it with Rachel. She did test positive for alcohol.
We admonish you, when you come here, when I say no alcohol, I mean no alcohol from any source. I'd say to every single person that walks through our double doors over there. So for you to tell me it's NyQuil, you know you're not supposed to, because I advise you of that very fact, not to use anything that has alcohol in it. I can't just. I know you want to plead guilty, and I probably would have accepted this had you tested negative, but you're testing for alcohol on the day of court. That means that you must have very, very recently consumed alcohol. And if I accept this plea today, I am sending you out into the world, and I'm setting you up for failure. That's all it does. And that's the exact opposite of what we try to do here. Believe it or not, I want to help every single person that comes here. And if that means taking you into custody, that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I'm sorry, but you're on bond for this case. You're testing positive for alcohol. It goes with you. Mr. D, we'll talk, okay? We'll figure, Mr. Houlihan, I mean, I'm not going to throw the keys away, but we got to figure something out. And this, it's just not, it serves no one. Okay, thank you. It goes with you.
I gave him that swab test the last time.
Just bear with me, ma'am. Let me talk to the lawyers, and then I'll bring you up and we can talk, okay? So you are Mr. Houlihan's mother?
Yes.
Okay. I can't get into, we can't talk about the case. The only thing I can tell you is that when you're on bond for a criminal case, there are certain conditions you must follow.
I understand.
No alcohol, no drugs. And I admonish every single person on that. And I admonish them quite extensively, okay? Not only do I admonish them, but also pretrial services also admonishes them as well, telling them, hey, this is what you can do, this is what you can't do. Before you put anything into your body, you must know what you put in there, because you're going to be tested. And if you get tested and you test positive, your bond may be revoked. That's what happened here.
It's my fault.
Don't stop. Everyone here knows better and knows what you're taking, what you're supposed to, and what you're not supposed to take. And there are consequences, right? Here, he's on bond for DWI and he has tested positive for alcohol. What we do at that point is we revoke the bond, put him in custody. Now, we're going to bring him back tomorrow and we're going to try to figure out how we go forward from here.
Can I ask a question? Does the test that they take show the difference between alcohol and medicine?
I don't know, and I don't think so. It just says whether someone has alcohol in their system or not. And, you know, if you, look, I don't want to talk about he's got a lawyer. You really need to talk to the lawyer, and the lawyer can give you more details on.
It's very difficult.
Well, understand that they have a lot of cases, right?
I understand.
You know, when you hire a lawyer, not only do you hire the lawyer to fight the case, but you also hire them to be able to help, you know, baby you for, you know, they'll give you more attention. I mean, when you get an appointed lawyer, they have a gajillion cases. They have, imagine how many people are trying to call them any given time trying to figure out this. I mean, Mr. D probably has hundreds, if not thousands of cases that he's working. And I know it's a lot,
Should we
but
hire? Should we hire an attorney?
well, that's with you guys. I mean, I think that
The first, I'm not making excuses why he's here.
your case is 50 days old, so it's young, right? And, you know, the only thing I can advise you at this time is, you know, try to talk to Mr. D. The thing that I don't like to do is I don't like to plead people guilty just for the sake of getting it, because you really never know how a certain case can affect your record in the future going forward. Because when you get a conviction, especially DWI conviction, it can really hurt you going forward. I mean, insurance will skyrocket.
I
You may lose
understand.
jobs.
He got a
potential-
job. I don't know if I couldn't hear.
I don't want to get into the case.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is why.
But, can you tell me, you said he comes to court tomorrow?
Have him come back tomorrow.
So should I come back tomorrow? Because he has no ride. Okay.
Yeah, we'll be here 8:30 tomorrow morning, or I'll be here at 9 o'clock. But we usually start at around 9 o'clock, and then, you know, Mr. D's gonna be here tomorrow too, right? Mr. Dixon?
Well, he asked me to roll it, so he knows.
Yeah, so Mr. Dixon will also be here tomorrow as well, and then we can, you know, figure out how to go forward. But I would reach out to Mr. Dixon and,
Thank you for your time.
hopefully, yeah, well, of course, but hopefully he has the time to be able to talk to you. If not, and if you don't hear from him today, you can most certainly talk to him tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And we'll figure out a way to go forward, you know. I want to help everyone. I don't want to just throw someone in the grease and, you know,
What'd you do?
the worst thing to do is do things in a rush. And when you do something in a rush in the criminal justice system, it's really a bad idea. Okay?
Thank you so much for your time.
See you tomorrow morning.
I have suspect, I'm sorry, I'm reading the offense report in my head. I have Mr. Marshall.
Suspect Marshall?
No. I was deep into this offense report. Waters, I'm sorry. Mr. Waters on docket.
On bond, right?
No, he's in custody. So Mr. Waters was on bond for evading and then picked up recently a theft
That's right.
and a criminal trespass. So I'm on the criminal trespass. Judge, you revoked him on his evading. I'd like to ask the court to reinstate that. All of these cases are happening at one location. It's a gas station. With this theft, looks like my client was, the theft is a felony, it's not in this court, but my client was purchasing a t-shirt at the time. Another suspect entered and bashed in something and grabbed a couple of vapes. So he's accused of distracting the clerk while this other guy comes in and steals 2 vapes and runs out.
So they're saying that he's an accomplice or a party, so to speak.
Correct. And it's a third, so that's why it's in felony court.
You see how many guys?
Do I see how many? So it's a few.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So then the
Oh,
criminal
God.
trespass is maybe that next week. That's why I was reading, because I was trying to get the dates right. Apparently, the officers just decided to pull up one day and they saw him again, like at the register, like either talking to the clerk or about to buy something. And they're like, hey, come with us. So that's the criminal trespass.
It keeps going back though.
Well, it seems like there's not an understanding. It seems like at the AM/PM store, he's not being told that he can't come back by the clerks, because they talk to him, they know him, they sell him stuff.
Signed a trespass. Is there a trespass warning on file that you guys see?
Judge, and this further, the officer that arrested him before on trespass at the same exact location. This officer personally knows that this guy has been told before not to come back. I mean, we're gonna adamantly oppose that, Judge, and I think it's aggravating that it's the same place every time. I don't think that helps our client. I think that
All the thefts that he has, which is a ton of them, how many are at the same location?
The
I know
cops seem to be the only ones aggravated that he's there. Because it is the same cops, the same location, but the clerks don't seem to have a problem with him being there.
I was mistaken, Jillian. I mean, check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is his 14th theft case. 14th. 14th.
He didn't steal anything, Judge. He was buying a shirt. That's the big difference. The fact that they are selling him things and not telling him to leave, clearly they don't have an issue with him being there.
Absolutely. There's a new worker that didn't know. You know, who knows? It's anybody's guess as to, you know, I got to imagine that convenience stores have as much turnover as restaurants, where it's just 90% turnover because people flake out and they don't stay for a while, you know?
Well, he got a PR bond on the theft case. On the felony.
I know.
Your Honor, in regard to the previous thefts, it looks like there's only just the current theft that takes place at that gas station. All the previous ones are at Target and various other locations.
Stephen, do you mind bringing up Mr. Waters, please?
Thank you.
Let's talk to him. I'm really unhappy with you, Mr. Waters. When does it stop? 14 theft cases you have in your background. You're now charged with your 14th theft case. 14. How old are you? You're 21 and you have 13 prior theft cases? I see that, Jillian, I see that a lot of them are like kind of bunched up. There's like at least 2 different patterns of 4 theft cases that are all together. I don't know what that's about. I mean, I haven't done a deep enough dive into his cases, but what's going on now is that your lawyer wants me to give you a PR bond. I know that you're asking me please, but the problem is though, is if we let you out, are you going to pick up a 4th case, perhaps a 15th theft case? I know that you're going to tell me little bunnies jumping in the woods, that of course it's not going to happen. I'm going to have a halo. I know that's what you're going to tell me.
Look, I got numbers, I got witnesses.
So, Your Honor, what he's trying to say is that he understands that all of these pending cases involve the same gas station, the same officers. And we'll be looking into the contact that's made between him and those officers in all those cases. But he has been out of trouble, with the exception of what happens on this property. And even, like I said, even the PC with this theft case, it's not in this court, but it's shaky in my opinion. And also the evading as well, Judge, that I was originally on. He's backing up from the officers. He's walking slowly. When the other officers get there, he's still at the location. He didn't evade, I would argue. But it met PC, and so we're going to fight that. But it's not an evading where he just took off running.
13 prior theft cases. Who do you have in your life that's out to help you?
I got my girl, I got my baby mama. I got a baby on the way, you know, and I've been staying out the way.
Oh my Lord. You have a baby on the way.
I've been staying out the way, I promise.
Mr. Waters is expecting his very first child. Him and the mother are together. She's very supportive. She was here last week. when he was initially arrested. So they're working together
Let me
to
ask you this.
create a life for their
You
family.
want your baby to be like you?
I don't even want to be like my dad. I promise.
Where's your dad?
I don't know. Somewhere in Katy. Been on my own side, I was 12. I've been home, you know, I understand about them thefts, what I used to do back then, but that's not going
All
on.
these are from 23 and 24. What do you mean back then?
This ain't been going on though, like just ever since I came home, when you gave me the PR, I ain't been doing none of that no more. I just been staying out the way. And these same officers just keep on harassing me, jumping out on me, and I can't even go to the store to get
you
it.
have the same officers that keep listen out when you're trying to think of something to say, you're not listening. If you know that you have the same officers that are coming after you over and over and over, yet you continue to go back to the same gas station over and over. Jillian,
Judge, I mean, I'm sure it's probably a condition of his felony, but a condition can definitely be that he has to stay away from the gas station. That seems to be his only, like, the only thing I see that he has done is that he either lives around there or he continues to believe that because they sell him things that he doesn't have any issues, that maybe he is or is not allowed, we don't know, to be there. To his knowledge, he is allowed, but that seems to be the only thing he's done wrong since I've represented him.
what I'd like to do, number one, is I would like to compile a list of every theft case that he has, every single place that he's picked up a theft case from. Number two, I want to know where he's going to go. I'm not taking your word where you're going. I want to know, and I want to talk to them myself where you're going to go. So I want to know. And just your baby mama, I don't know.
I got numbers
Okay,
right now.
we'll get there, but I'm not letting you out to roam the streets.
I'm not roaming no more. I got somewhere to stay. I'm not roaming.
We'll get his address and
And I want to know every single theft case here. Where are they from? Why? Okay. And then if he has nowhere to go, I want to reach out to the MAC and see what we can do to provide him. And you need to start working. You have way too much time on your hands, and you are the epitome of self-destructive behavior. You need something to do with your life, Mr. Waters. You need to get a job. So this is what we're going to do. And we have a job fair that's coming up. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to let him out now, but first thing I want to know is I want to know where he's going to go when he gets out. Number one. Number two, I want to compile a list of all the theft cases, where they're from. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a monitor on him. And then number three, he's going to meet me at the Fresh Start, because we're going to get his ass a job, a full-time job. I'm going to be at that Fresh Start fair, and I expect you to be there, because you and me are going to get you a job one way or the other somehow. I'm going to be working that thing, and I'm going to expect you to show up to that thing at 9 in the morning when it starts, if I let you out. I haven't decided yet. That's where we're at. Okay? Thanks. Q.
I have some more information on Mr. Waters. So his mother passed last year from cardiac arrest while he was in custody for one of these thefts. He didn't find out until he got out. He actually didn't volunteer that information. I just brought up his mom because I was trying to figure out where he was going to stay, and that's when he told me that, and he became very withdrawn for a second. So I could tell that's something that obviously has affected him a lot. As far as where he's staying, when he gets out, he is going to stay at an apartment complex in Sunnyside with his girlfriend. He has no other family. He doesn't have any siblings that he talks to. And he is working with, actually, he has a housing manager whose number he gave me, who I called, who actually picked up the phone. He sent me over his business card. It's Rashad Washington over at Search. They had an appointment today. His girlfriend did show up to their appointment this morning. And so they're helping them get housing, but they have been working with Mr. Rashad not Rashad, my client. Mr. Rashad has been working with my client and his girlfriend to get them housing for some time. And that process continues because she was able to make the appointment today. As far as his theft cases, so most of them were last year. And there's like one in 2022.
You see what I mean? That they're like, there's.
Yeah, they're clustered together. So a lot of them were in February and they're all the same. They're all essentials. In February, there's thermals. Looks like he got cold. So he had sweatshirts, thermals. In every theft, there's underwear and socks.
Where's it from? Where's he going?
All Target.
All of them are Target.
The very last one was Forever 21, but it was blue jeans and a t-shirt.
Ah, moving up. Forever 21.
That's moving. I mean, that's cheap
Now you
clothes.
want to go with style.
Those are cheaper. So, but they were blue jeans and a t-shirt. And then the Target was all essentials, a backpack, a beanie, and it changes with the seasons. You can tell as the seasons change, he needed different things.
He's going to help himself.
Yeah, so.
She doesn't have the house though, does she yet?
No, they're helping them, but they do have an apartment on their own. She pays the rent.
Your Honor, we're seeing that not only in the most recent, again, with the vapes, but also it appears in a previous theft, he stole electronic devices. If I can find it. It says, one moment, Your Honor, I apologize.
Shudder to think the times that he's not been, because imagine 13 times he's been busted, right? How many times has he not?
Yeah, it looks like they knew him towards the newest ones from Target. They knew exactly who he was when he
As
walked
soon
in
as he
the
walks
store.
in, everybody must know who he is.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's going to the same one.
Yes, it appears at Target, and like counsel mentioned, there are a lot of clothing, but there is an incident at where it says, let me pull it through. It appears in July of 2023. Items stolen by the defendant include a Belkin USB DC car charger, a JLab Go Bluetooth earbud, and as well as a MyCharge portable power bank, in addition to the clothing as well. So he's not just stealing essentials.
Yeah, he wants to listen to music, right?
And then one of them, I think it was like stationery, like stuff to write with. So it's like things that he looks like he needs because he's doing either trying to keep himself warm or live or have clean underwear, or it looks like maybe somebody told him, hey, fill out this application or mail this letter or whatever, and he got those items for that. But I would still consider those necessities, the stationery, maybe not so much electronics.
I don't know, chilling.
It's been a while, Judge, like he said. And again, this theft, he didn't take anything. Even if he allegedly is a co-defendant, he's not the one who did anything. He's just, allegedly, he's just there. And this is that area, Judge, over by Louisiana Fried Chicken, by that old Greyhound station. So it's just kind of high stress for law enforcement. They just come in and they see people and they round them up. So it's not somewhere he should be, but, you know. He's not accused of selling drugs. He's not accused of doing anything else. He's just there.
And I know their positions. Have you spoken to girlfriend?
I haven't spoken to her. I called the housing manager today, who did meet with her today. So she does exist and she's still trying to get that
Do
house.
this. When he has a 100% house to go to and he's not on the street, then I'll give him an ankle monitor. But I want to know that I'm not, and I don't want to take his word for it, that they actually have an actual house. If they know definitively that there's a house that he can go to, he has a place to go to, so he's not roaming and just up to no good, then I will. But on the condition that, number one, he's not out in the middle of the night. Number two, he's not using anything. Number three, actively searching for a job, because I want him to work. He's got to get a job. And at the minimum, I want him to go to that Fresh Start Fair beginning of November, so we can try to get him a job.
Okay.
So find out 100% that he has a place to go to.
I have the address. He does have a place to go to right now.
Do you have girlfriend's number?
Yeah, I do.
The number.
125.
I don't know. Until I know that he has a place, then I will.
Okay.
So just keep me in the loop, huh, Jillian?
I'll return, but I have another court to go to. Reggie calls me.
Thanks. What happened?
I'm not sure. I'm honest with that. I'm telling you, I know already how you I come up here twice a week. You know I've been clean. It's just
No, I don't know that you've been clean. No, I don't know that you've been clean. And are you clean now?
Yes,
No, you're not. That's positive for alcohol.
it could be a alcohol. That's why I'm saying you could wait on the lab or something because
No.
the last time you tried to say
I have given you benefit of the doubt after benefit of the doubt, and it ends today. You've tested positive for alcohol.
You said that last time. I went back across the street and it was negative.
Which,
The last time I was tested, he tested positive for the B,
is it benzodiazepine, and then he also, was it fentanyl or?
so he's.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm concerned about today's date. What was the test today exactly?
He tested positive for alcohol.
Okay. Goes with you.
Judge, I just wanted to ask you if you would consider a retest. No. It's testing positive for alcohol. It's testing positive for alcohol. I've given him more than plenty, benefits of the doubt over and over. And he knows what's going on. He knows that he's going to get tested, and it just, Would you consider a scram device, Judge?
No. Ms. Phillips, I think that this is what needs to happen to get his attention. I think that
I understand, Judge.
I'm sorry.
I understand.
I appreciate your tenacity, but I just, he'll pop up on tomorrow's docket again, and then we can talk more.
Okay.
I'm only raising his bond $2,000 to $5,001.
Okay.
And then I guess we'll go from there.
Okay. All right, Judge. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So Judge, just an update on what I found through my research. It looks like the underlying conviction that the defendant has that requires him to register as a sex offender is called an attempted indecent liberties with a child case, and it's out of Kansas. When you look at chapter 62, which are the requirements for who needs to register and how, there's a definition in subsection 10 for what's called an extra-jurisdictional registrant, which just means someone that's out of state that's been convicted. And the rule states that they just have to follow the out-of-state reporting standards. When I've looked at the Kansas reporting standards, there's 3 requirements for sex offender registrations. It's 15 years, 25 years, or life. So because of this conviction, he has to at least register. The least amount is 15 years. Since it was from 2004, that means he's actively non-reporting and committing a state jail felony by not actively reporting, which
I think it is, isn't it?
It would end in 2019, I think, correct?
So what?
So then you're correct, Judge. It is a 3rd degree.
So failure to register as a sex offender is a 3rd degree, number one. I thought.
Yes, Judge, you're correct.
Is he required to register as a sex offender?
So that's the issue. So if it was from 2004 and then 15 years after that, my understanding from him is that his duty to register ended in 2019. So I don't know. Did you say it was 04?
Somewhere, right? I mean, if he's been here, we have here as far back as 2009, there's an assault of a family member. We have failure to register as a sex offender 2 times in 09 and then in 11. So at a minimum, if he's registered at least 1 time, he should be in the sex offender registry. All that information should be in the registry as far as what his information is about. So if I pull up the registry now, which I'm going to try to.
I looked it up, Judge. I don't see his name anywhere. I don't see it at all when I look up his name.
And I believe it may be because this 15-year period ended. If the conviction was 04, then I think so 2019 would have been the ending point for that 15 years, which is what he's told me, that 2019 was the end of the reporting requirement.
You have to understand, Mr. Davis, that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every single person of Harris County. If you're supposed to register as a sex offender and you're not, I'm not giving you a PR bond because it shows me that you are willfully not following the law. And I have the right to find your bond insufficient to revoke it and raise it up. Now, I'm not going to go crazy, but I want to protect my public. And you're out there allegedly you've got this new indecent exposure. I see that you're a registered sex offender and that you potentially you need to be, and you're committing felonies every single day that you're not registered. Now, if you can show me somehow that you're not supposed to register, then okay.
Judge, he had shown me something on his phone that had like the ending date. So I can check and see if that's something I can provide.
I got to understand, I'm not going to take your word for it. I got to see some kind of proof. We have 2 failure to register as a sex offender, so he got punished for those. When he got out and when he completed the punishment, did he never go and register again? I mean, I got to imagine that the day you complete your sentence, you got to go register.
Well, they can't force you to. It's on you as the defendant to go do your registration.
From 2011, no one has gone after to see if he's just.
When we called them, they said they haven't heard from them. Morgan, when was the date that they heard from me? The certification officers that are assigned to this defendant, I believe their name's Officer Cooper, that he's supposed to follow.
Spoke to them?
I spoke to Ms. Cooper. She's with the organization that, like, I guess they come to. So he is on her list of people that's supposed to be reporting.
So he is supposed to report.
She told me that he has not checked in since May of 2019, and I asked her if he's supposed to be checking in, and she said he's registered as homeless, he's supposed to check in every 30 days. And when I called back to speak to her about charges being filed, she transferred me to the compliance office.
And then what?
Filing a new charge for failure to register. So I'm not sure about the requirements of the reporting period, but they didn't mention anything to me about him not being supposed to register, if that makes sense.
Do you have her phone number?
Sorry?
Do you have her phone number now?
Yes, I have the phone number for the actual office, and then I had to ask for Ms. Cooper. So if you'd like, I can ask for her phone number directly and call her back.
I mean, because I have to imagine that if he wasn't supposed to register, if he had no duty, then she would have told you, no, he doesn't have a duty, he doesn't have to register. But you're telling me she told you that he was supposed to register and he hasn't been since 2019.
That is what she told me.
It's unacceptable. I mean, and because he's homeless, I don't find that I can protect the public because.
But Judge, the last thing we're trying to do at this point is trying to figure out what the reporting requirement is for the specific offense, because the larger offense.
Concern is, are you supposed to report or not? And if you are and you're not reporting, I have a problem with it. Right.
So I'm looking at it's offenderradar.com is kind of where he was looking it up, but I don't know. There's the state registry had the ending date of registration within 2019.
To what that says is that the registration ending date was in 2019. But regardless, though, from 2011 to 2019, he still hasn't registered at all.
Either way, Judge, the big issue here is there's all these sexually related offenses, and now he's doing it again in a public park where there's people congregated, families, children.
I get it.
Yeah.
Would you please call back and see, was he supposed to register or not? Would you please? And then, yeah. Mr. Davis, take a seat from the jury box.
The issue, Judge, is what you were saying is that I don't know if it tolls, because it doesn't seem logical to me that you can just fail to report for years.
Right.
And then, yeah, I get you can get slapped with a felony charge, but it seems like
it's not logical where you can just evade, right, not register, and then the time lapses, and then, okay, everybody's just like
Because there's been large stints of time where this defendant is not reported. He was verified in
I don't know if that's
2019.
true though. Because it was a 15-year, I think the issue is we don't know if he had a 15-year or a 25-year.
No, but even then, I'm looking at because every time you report, you take a mug, you take a photo.
Right.
So I'm looking at multiple large stints of time where he did not report.
But the conviction was from '04, right?
Yeah, from 04.
I've seen where I've looked at certain people and it'll say lifetime registry, or it'll say how long they have to register. How come it doesn't say that?
I think because this is an out-of-state conviction, Judge, all we have is the code. We just have to follow the code, which says you just got to check their requirements. And we looked at the requirements. We're thinking it's a 15,
25.
We're thinking 25. We're thinking it's a 25 based off of what the Kansas statute is saying. Because it's
25 from the time of conviction.
from the time of conviction.
And this here, the conviction was
2004.
Which if it's showing that projected end date is 2019, it would make sense if it's 15, that 15-year period, it would have finished in 2019. Which is what he's saying, hey, they told me I'm done in 2019, 15 years after my conviction. And so that's why I haven't reported since then. And then I guess we just have to confirm it that obligation terminated.
Yeah, Josh, the only thing I do know is that I don't want him to be a transient, because I want to know where he is at all times, just like we would do to every single other person. Come up, Mr. Davis. You know, on the, how old are you? How old? 41. 41. You know, on the sex offender registry, we can look at your picture and we can see what you look like from the time that you started your stint in the criminal justice system to how you look now. Holy moly. That's like one of the things you see on websites with, like, if you do dope, this is what you're, I mean, it's just incredible the way that the streets have taken over your life and the way that you are. It's really, really sad. And you know, I feel for you at one point. I really do. But at the same time, it's of your own making. And you got to ask yourself, why? Why would someone do this? Why? The only thing I do know is that I want my streets safe at all costs. And I'm going to do everything in my power to protect it. You know, and while you're transient, while you're out roaming, we can't put our hands on you. We have no idea where you're going. We have no idea what you're doing. So how am I supposed to monitor you while you're transient? I don't want you to be transient. I want you to have a home base. So I know if I need to find you, I know where you are. And that other people, specifically children, are protected. How do we do this?
I know he has access to a place where he can charge things. I know, so I don't know if he might be able to do a GPS monitor.
How are you going to charge it? How are you going to, you need a home base.
That's on the library.
That's not a home base. With what you're charged with, it scares me. And your history even more so scares me. I don't know what to do. I really don't. I mean, because I don't like to put people in jail, but I got to know that my streets are safe. And if I can't monitor you, then I can't have you out on bond.
Just give us an opportunity to get connected with a social worker to see.
Of course, take your time. I mean, it's already 1 o'clock. We got to kind of hurry, but you know, I'm just
gonna be able to roll till tomorrow.
Yeah, but I'm going to keep him because I'm not letting him go while he's transient. I'm not going to do it, Mr. I mean,
I have a dog to take care of.
You what?
I have nobody to take care of her.
You have a what?
I have a dog.
You're taking care of the dog now?
Right now. Nobody. I had nobody to take care of her. I'm because when I got out, I've been taking care of her for the last 7 days when I got out of jail. I have nobody.
Just got a dog in 7 days.
No, I've had her for 2 years.
I don't know what to tell you, but
I can't give her. They just really don't want to leave her by herself at my campsite. For 1 or 2
Oh,
days.
but there are other people at the campsite, right?
No, just me. That's it. Just me and her. That's it.
You're gonna leave a dog tied up in a campsite?
I leave her when I go places to charge, yes. She has a habit of biting people.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm taking him now. We can roll it to tomorrow, see what you can do. But while you're transient, it's not gonna happen because I can't monitor you. And that's what I wanna do. So what I'm gonna do is we'll find you a place for tomorrow so we can find you a home and a place to stay. And then I'm gonna put a monitor on your ankle so I know where you are at all times. But until I know that you have a home base, no. You know, I don't feel that the streets are protected, especially know that you might be, you know, you have to potentially register as a sex offender. You've not been doing it for quite a while. I don't know this. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do a lot of work while you're here. Number one, if you guys can reach out to the registry, see if he's still supposed to register. If so, for how long? Has it expired? And then let's regroup tomorrow. And then, I mean, I'm gonna set your bond at $1,000, so I'm not, you know, but I just find it wholly insufficient with too many variables and I can't track you. As soon as you get out of here, you're off and we'll never find you. And that's not what I want. You literally spiraled and you at 41, you look like you're 71 when life shouldn't be like this. If you can really, I mean, who do you have in your life? Why?
Because my family just don't, nothing to do with me.
Why?
I don't know.
Do you think they would?
Because my mom, she really incapable of taking care.
Say it again?
My mom, but she's on disability. She really can't take care and help me out. And my father, he's in Amby home. I mean, you really don't have that capability.
If we reach out to your mom, where's your mom now?
She's in Oakland, Kansas.
In Kansas. Where's dad? In same in Kansas as well. If you reached out to them, do you think that they talk to you?
I do talk to my mom on a daily basis. I talk to her every day, but she just don't have the money to help me out, to take care.
We're going to work on that for you. We're going to try to find you some stable housing. We're going to try to find you something to help you.
I've been trying to look at people at Sticky Night. Every time I try to find, even try to get housing from through Star of Hope, through other places.
We have resources for you to help you. Okay. Now that you're with us, we'll do everything. But I mean, believe it or not, I want to help you, Mr. Davis.
I've been out here too long.
Huh?
I've been way out here too long. I've been out here homeless for way too long.
Okay. You either going to go back or you're going to take our help and we're going to get you out of this rut, one way or the other. But what you're doing now is not working, especially in light that you're picking up these charges. Okay? All right, so let's regroup tomorrow. He goes with you. Thanks.
They go in the restroom with him.
I know they do. Yeah, he's trying to pull, I think he's trying to pull a fast one. Francisco Gonzalez.
Sir.
Mr. Gonzalez, you're charged with failure to stop and give information. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Okay. Officers were dispatched to Beltway 8 in Harris County, Texas in response to a failure to stop and give information report. The complainant told the officers that the defendant was merging across several lanes of traffic and hit the complainant's driver's side mirror. The complainant indicated to the defendant to pull over in a nearby gas station, which the defendant did, but the defendant quickly left the scene. The complainant briefly followed the defendant and got in front of him at a light. The defendant tried to pull around the complainant and the defendant struck the complainant's bumper. Officers found the defendant and initiated a traffic stop. The defendant admitted to hitting the complainant's vehicle.
No stated reason why?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Gonzalez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
No, sir. I had a...
Stop. Do you have a driver's license from anywhere? You are not allowed to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising you're not going to drive. Mr. Gonzalez, I want you to understand that if anything in this short life that we have, anything really chaps my behind anymore, it's then when people drive without a license and insurance. And if there's no quicker way for you to get to jail on a lengthy stay than to get into a car and drive without a license and insurance after signing this affidavit. Do you understand?
How old are you, sir?
17.
You are 17 years old. What do you do for a living?
I work at AutoZone. Just started working there.
Tell me, are you a citizen of the United States? You are a citizen?
Sir.
Are you here with anyone today?
My mom dropped me off.
This is an affidavit that you're signing right now, promising me that you're not going to drive. If I find that you drive, and I don't care what your reason is, I can have a contempt hearing, hold you in contempt, and every time you drive, it's an offense in and of itself, punishable by 6 months in jail and or a $500 fine. I don't care what your excuse is. Do not drive. Do you understand?
Sir.
Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer? A court-appointed lawyer. Your other options, you need a lawyer, 100%. So you can either go hire a lawyer or you can apply for court-appointed lawyer. Okay. If I drug test you now, what are you going to test positive for?
Probably, I don't know. Nothing.
Wait a minute. If I drug test you now, what are you going to test positive for?
Thinking back, I went to a party.
I don't care where you went.
Probably marijuana.
I'm sending you for a drug test now.
Yes, sir.
Gonzalez, you must take the drug test. You must come right back. If you fail to do either, I will revoke your bond and issue a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
When you come back, we will talk about giving you a lawyer. But take the test, come right back. Have you signed the affidavit and then we'll send you for a test, sir?
Sir, I went to the drug test. Do they have to be in the room with you and watch you pee, like, while you?
Yes. Do you know how many people have fake urine and go in there with a Whizzinator? That's why they have to go in there with you so you don't try to pull a fast one.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt uncomfortable. I asked if they could like turn around for like at least semi. They're like, no, they have to watch me.
Then I can just put you in jail. You can feel comfortable in jail. Which one do you want to do?
All right, I'll take the test, I guess.
Okay.
I just felt uncomfortable. I just wanted to check in and see.
You got to understand, the business that I'm in now, everyone is trying to pull a fast one on me. Every single person. Do you know how many people we've busted with fake urine, fake penises, fake, they have devices that will heat the urine to make it hot so that you can take it in there and it makes it like it's actually urine. I mean, they have all kinds of devices. So they have people that go in there with you so that they make sure you're not trying to fool the system and fool us.
I understand.
That's why, okay? It's not, they don't have fun doing it. It's to make sure that you're not doing something you shouldn't be doing. That's why.
That's fine.
So let's do this. It's already 1 o'clock, so I'm going to send you for a test. You got to come back tomorrow and we'll talk about the results then. If you don't test, a warrant will issue. Do you understand? Okay. All right. That way.
Here you go. You're free to go.
Hey, man. What's with the attitude?
You gonna be sitting there for, I'll come here for a UA test.
Don't
get why am I the last one leaving up out of here?
We'll get to you when we get to you. Yeah. All right, guys, I gotta go. I'm sick. I gotta go get her. I swear. Another day, another sick kid. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. And we are starting trial this week, so it should be kind of fun.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. This is a joke. Today is an absolute joke. We need an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
Joke. Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Reed? We're going to start bringing people in person. People are going to learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it?
No.
Okay.
I have no patience for that. And trust me, out of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.